So, got myself a new FPV wing today, the Eachine Fury Wing, it's called, new FPV wing. My previous one was getting a little bit banged up, so I figured it was about time to get a new one. I just put it on the bench and put in some of the FPV equipment, and I thought I should just make a quick video on the points that I think should be maybe improved or something for tips for building wise. I like the magnet system that's on the wing here. Just snap it together, and there's also the carbon midsection is really nicely built as well. Let's have a look at it at the bench, and let's look on some of the details on how I put it together. This is how I ended up having my gear on the Fury Wing, Eachine FPV wing. In order to get the CG on a correct location and using this 4S 1500 Infinity battery, I had to move everything as far forward as possible to get the CG right. So I ended up attaching the ESC on the bottom and moving the motor screws all the way forward, and installing my gyro system and the receiver here in the front, as well as the VTX for the video here right behind the battery tray as well. This way I can fly without a GoPro camera or a HD camera in the front by moving the battery all the way forward to the plate for the HD mount. And if I want to fly with the HD mount, I can just have the battery in the back here as it would normally. And usually I fly with an HD camera anyways, so the battery will be in its normal position here in the back. To accommodate that, I had to actually cut out a hole here in the carbon, and I just used my trusty old Dremel tool here with a cutting disc and just made a little hole here to fit through the XT60 connector here on the bottom. Because if it were to mount it inside here, I would have no room for the gyro and the receiver here. Then I would have to move that all the way to the back, and CG would have problems. I would have problems to CG it out in that case. So my solution was to mount the ESC on the bottom. Shouldn't be any problem at all. Just made a little hole here for the XT60 and it went through. Couple of things, being an FPV wing, you would think that mounting the camera would be a little bit easier. They have the holes for the bracket here, but there's no mounting hardware, so you have to find two small 2.5mm screws and mount your bracket for your FPV camera here in the front. It will be much easier if Eachine could just make a mount here in the front, so you can just screw the camera directly into the frame with maybe some spacers or something in between. Another thing is that the ESC included does not have an adapter for your power to your VTX or anything like that, so you have to solder on some wires here to make sure that your VTX and camera has power as well. That would be a nice something Eachine maybe should include in the future, I think, being an FPV wing. Just an adapter here so that you can connect your power, so you can have your power for your VTX and your camera as well. Other than that, the fit and finish is nice. Maybe a lighter motor would make it easier to CG this thing out, but suspecting there's a lot of power in this motor. It's a 2216 2000 kV motor, and should give us plenty of speed for this type of flying. So those are my hints and tips for this wing for FPV mounting, and If you like these kind of videos, please subscribe and click the like button. Thank you. Until next time, bye bye.